In our riding technique series, we would like to show you smaller and more important things related to motorbike riding, which are all going to make your everyday rider's life easier and safer. In our riding technique series, we are going to speak about very important things, how to ride very slow with the motorbike. So how to make a real slow riding. It's extremely important that if you do not know how to ride slow with the motorbike, your fast riding is not going to be the same way good as well. We have already learned in our previous episodes to feel the balance of the motorbike in a standstill position, and also how to sit on a motorbike. These two things are going to be very important for this episode, to know how to ride slow with the bike. First of all, I have to start the engine. If the engine is running, I have to increase the throttle just a little bit. It's very important. I'm not using a high rev, just a little bit above the normal basic running of the motorbike, and I also use the clutch. I have to let the clutch out to its meeting point, so when it starts to move the motorbike. It's extremely important again that I am not using the clutch like on off, so just let it out, drop it out and pull it in totally. Never. I always keep it on that point where it just, that beating point where it just rolls the motorbike slightly. So low RPM, but increase the RPM and very fine use of the clutch. I am not using the front brake to reduce the speed. I show you the reason. If I use the front brake, it disturbs the balance of the bike very badly, so I always use the rear brake. It's again extremely important not to use the rear brake with kicking it. It's again a very light pushing, and I only change the intensity of it very fine, so not kicking but just pushing very light. And there are two more important things I show you while riding. The first is always watch as far away as just you can, because if you watch down, then your whole balance is going to fall apart. If you watch far, it's much easier to feel the balance of the bike. The other thing is keep your knees in contact with the fuel tank, because if you're sitting like this, it's much harder to feel the balance than when you have the knee contact. It's easier and much more self-confident. It's very important to practice this whole thing. You can do it inside your own yard if it is big enough, or in a street while you are just arriving somewhere. So practice it, and when you are getting self-confident in this technique, then your whole riding and everyday riding life is going to be much more controlled and much safer and looking much better. If you liked our video, please push a thumb up to it, subscribe for our channel, because we are just still at the very beginning of our series, and watch our previews and other films and reviews as well.